Hi all. Yep, I'm back again. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about how rituals and our unconscious minds end up sabotaging what it is we set out to do. The first thing that all of us must do is to realize the power that is inherent in food, in eating, in putting things in our mouths. I could go on, and so could you, with situations and circumstances that would support what I just said. What becomes important, however, is that many, if not most, of these rituals and behaviors are in the unconscious, and so that we go through the day without thinking. I can't recount the number of times that I've left home in the morning, became involved in some thought process, and then all of a sudden I saw where I was. I looked and said, how in heaven's name did I get here? Yet my behavior was such that I drove the car and I had no problem. Last night, it was a very rainy day. Night came, nothing much had transpired. It was a weekend day, and all of a sudden, it was evening, and I was watching a football game, and suddenly I had a craving. I just wanted something to crunch on. I wasn't hungry. I had eaten maybe 2 hours before, but here that need was there. And since I was home, I began to check the pantry, check the refrigerator, went out into the garage where I have a second pantry, and I came back in. Nothing at all seemed to be satisfying me. When I suddenly realized that the thing that was pressing on me was the fact that I had not accomplished anything all day. I didn't feel relaxed. And we talk about that child self. He was talking to me, and I can tell you exactly what he said. He said, stop fooling around. Go take something. It'll get your mind off where you are, and everything will be fine. I stepped back and started to laugh. Because here I am talking with you about the very things that I was living at that moment. Now, how do we handle these things? Well, my problem was that I just sat down, didn't think at all. The feelings that I had been developing over the day because I was totally unattached to anything was suddenly coming home to roost. The feelings I had in myself were uncomfortable, and my child self began to talk to me. Now, all of that is unconscious. There was no conscious thought, but the unconscious thoughts were driving my behavior. You know, when we talk about the child self or the adult self or the soft self or the strong self, we're talking about ourselves. Those are aspects of our personality. But if all of us were communicating with ourselves all the time, the noise would be so strong we would probably go nuts. Therefore, we divide into these selves and they impact us at different times because of the fact that if they were not what they are, they would not be functioning in the way in which they do. I'm so glad I have a child self. It means I know I can have fun and joy. But I also know that I need to address my child self at times because he doesn't care. He just wants to have fun. The day went on. It was an absolutely terrible day. I feel lousy. And there he is saying to me, go have some candy. You'll feel fun. Go have a donut. You'll have fun. Why? Because he's a kid. He never grew up. And because he's a kid, he doesn't understand consequences. And the moment I satisfy myself slash him, he's done until the next moment arises. Now, I hope I'm not overdoing it, but I want to bring this back to the magic protocol. You see, the magic protocol neutralizes all of this. Had I done admitting that I want to cheat, had I done the Qigong breaths, would have reset and refocused my thinking. And then verbalizing that I was using the candy as a substitute, everything would have been over immediately. Really? Yes. Because the moment I put the candy in my mouth, I would have been physically incapable of reprogramming myself to do what I didn't want to do. I call it cheating. Let's start thinking about our rituals. Let's start thinking about our behaviors and the circumstances and situations when we're in them, we have the more difficult time. I'm going to try to follow this up with you next time. Look at your rituals, look at your behaviors, look at the situations that make you feel out of control. Take care.